woke up this morning and I prayed to the Most High. The sun is shining so bright. I'm blessed to live this life.
Yahawashi, blessed be Yahawah, blessed be Yahawashi.
Welcome
Shalawam.
to this is where
This is where the Helpmeets Hangout.
welcome to the Helpmeets. Oh, I said welcome.
Welcome.
Hangout, y'all.
Shalawam.
Call Yahawashi Malshai.
I'll praise you.
First and foremost, we give all the glory, praise, and most high Yahawashi Malshai.
Period. For another
Eating this right here, y'all, is so good. It's some restaurant style salsa mild from Aldi's with the flaxseed, brown rice, and corn and sunflower seed chips, whole grain. I'm talking about it's hitting every spot that it needs to. It's so good. It's so good.
I'll praise you.
But how are y'all doing, Lily? How are you doing?
Girl, enduring, child. How art thou?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
The kids at my job they be like, what's tea? What's tea?
What?
Like people I work with. I guess it means like, what's up with you? What's new? How you been? What's tea, Lily?
Girl.
But I mean, I'm alright and doing as well. Blessed to be alive. You know, just taking life day by day because life is life and it's doing what it needs to do. But the Most High is working. He doing what he needs to do. So it's all that matters. The Most High got us and he getting us through. Okay?
One day at a time.
That's all you can do, man. March the 6th. You can't worry about tomorrow or what the troubles is going to bring. You got to focus on one day at a time. Just do one day at a time. Can't worry about everything else. Just focus on the now. So that's what we doing. We here. We making it. We breathing. Do it. Okay, color.
I feel like hard. So do you want to start off with the precept?
Yeah. I got y'all.
Our foundational precept.
It is 1 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahawah. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Yahawah giveth. That Yahawah in all things and be glorified through Yahawashi Mashiach, to whom he praises the men forever and ever. Amen. So it's only of the Lord they were able to understand his precepts, talk about them, bring these topics at hand. It's only of the Lord that he puts these things on our spirit. And so we want to do everything for the glorification of Yahawah Shema Shah. We don't want to speak out of our own belly, speak vain talk. We don't want to do things for our praise. So it's called Yahawah Shema Shah, Law Yam, which just means forever in Paleo Hebrew. It's Hebrews 7:24. And let us consider what our Lord to provoke unto love and to good works. And so we're here trying to provoke our sisters unto love and to good works. And I'll go ahead and introduce the topic and to provoke y'all to come up out of them crystals and them horoscopes because they are not of the Most High God. That's what we're talking about today. And we ask that y'all please be active in the chat. Talk with us. Let us know y'all thoughts. Share some testimonies. You know, if you were into that stuff in the world. Is my earring on backwards? No. Okay. If you were into that stuff in the world, you know, talk with us. Hang out with us. Interact. We love y'all. Thanks for joining. So there. I give the floor to Lily.
I think this is a really good topic, kind of different than something that we touched on before. But I kind of was thinking about this because I just see a lot of stuff, like even my mom to this day, she'll still send me stuff like about my horoscope or things like that, or she'll, you know how TikTok be having like little videos and it'll be like, if you're a Virgo, you like this. If you're a Cancer, you're like this. If you're a Scorpio or whatever. I don't know. None of that stuff like resonates with me. And I don't know. I wanted to talk about it. Like,
Period, as you should.
yeah. Because I
Okay.
know a lot of our sisters be tapping into that. A lot of our, well, I'll just say a lot of our people in general tap into horoscopes, or they base like how they look at people or view people through these horoscopes, and through uh, what the personalities of these people would be based on what their horoscopes and stuff was. And I'm like, a lot of our people don't even know the history of horoscopes, or
Sorry. Could you hear
a
me?
lot of
Okay, so I
a
can.
lot of our people don't even know the history behind these things, or why we do what we do. Like, that's, you know, that could be like another topic, but you know, our people don't know the history behind the things that a lot of the things that they do. They just go and do them because that's what's hot, that's what's popping, or that's what the times consist of. But for me, I'm like, yeah, no, I like to learn the history behind a lot of stuff. And even before, learning about, who I am and our culture, waking up to this understanding, I would look into the history of a lot of things, and that made me be like, oh no, I don't want to celebrate this. I don't want to celebrate that. Before I knew, that I shouldn't be celebrating stuff like Christmas and um, Thanksgiving and things like that. I'm like, I'm not about to be celebrating the killing of my people, or I'm not about to be worshiping stuff like Saturnalia. Like, I like to know the deeper meanings, but a lot of people only have that surface understanding of, oh, you know, crystals, horoscopes, what we was talking about earlier, psychic readings, stuff like that.
Tarot
Like,
cards. Mm-hmm.
girl, y'all stay off of TikTok. It'd be so many witches and psychics. Like, it would be crazy. I was like, I can't believe you can just access this stuff so easy these days.
Satan, man. They be live with it. I don't be on TikTok like that at all. That much. I got it downloaded on my phone right now because TikTok is the new Google when you trying to find jobs. So I was looking at and see if they had some websites, but them witches be on there live with it, just shaking up cards.
They be having them little sticks. They be like, they be like, are me and Charlie gonna stay together? Maybe y'all gonna stay together, but I think y'all gonna break up. I'd be like, what in the next,
Man,
girl? I'd be scared a little bit, because I was like, that is so crazy. And this is an app that's mainly used by like children and stuff like that. So I'm like,
exactly. They targeting our kids, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. They
in
after
all
them.
things.
We gotta protect them.
Mm-hmm.
When I was so the type of person I was in the world, I never cared to like research anything. I was very simple. This is y'all were, but I know my cousin was telling me something like a lot of stuff we do, we have no knowledge on why we do. We just do it because that's what's popular, like you said, or that's the norm for everything. And that's true. We just go with it. Like I was talking to my manager at work, and the way he views these wicked holidays like Christmas is like if that's the day everybody choose they want to celebrate Christ, then why not? I'm like,
So you just gonna be there, just following behind the rest of the people that's gonna go off the cliff.
and our people, some of our people, they be knowing they shouldn't be doing things and they still do it.
It's for
And
the
I was kind of
kids.
like that too when I was coming towards the truth. Like, I knew everybody when they was first coming to the truth was different. But I know for me personally, like, right before I was coming to the truth, the most I was slowly waking me up. And so I knew the origins of the holidays, but like I was still in my flesh, so I still participated in them, just being wicked and ignorant. Um, so, but
Fine.
I don't understand. Like, to me, I feel like when you go to search out psychics and tarot cards and stuff like that, it's giving. I don't know. It's giving you don't trust the Most High. That's what it's giving.
Like you trying to, it's a lot of our people be looking for answers and try to search for things and search for things that's above their
Yeah.
understanding. And it's not for you to know, because if you were supposed to know certain things, then you would have the Lord will bestow you with that wisdom, or
Yes.
he might give you the comfort through a dream or things like that, or just different ways the Lord could put that understanding upon you. But for you to be go searching out things that is way beyond, is it's like you said, you're not trusting the Most High, His plan, His will for you, or things like that. And I guess we like seek signs of confirmation in all things. A lot of people are like, oh, that's confirmation for me, or da 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 da. But it's nothing new. You know, that's how Saul was
Saul
seeking
was
Samuel.
none under the sun. And a lot of times, I feel like people do that because they get impatient.
Yeah,
They don't know what's coming. They don't know what's next. So they think they got to go seek something out. And really, all you got to do is trust the Most High. We're not supposed to know every single thing. Every detail was not supposed to be bestowed to us. That's the whole point of faith. You know,
right.
we walk by faith and not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. And so it's like our people, we get impatient. And like I said, we lack faith. Like we go seeking things out of our own understanding. It's Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not into thy own understanding. And all always acknowledge him, he shall direct that path. So when we go seek out these crystals and these horoscopes and these tarot cards, that's us leaning into our own understanding. And only the Most High got the answer. How are we gonna go ask somebody that don't even got the spirit that's just over here messing with cards? How they know what your life is like? We can't understand. And I feel like we definitely be playing with the Most High because you can't search out his mind. You can't search out the things he has for you. That's Judith 8:14. And so, and that what you were saying earlier about people teaching out things too hard for them. Let me get that.
That's all right. Chapter 3.
Direct 3:21. Seek
Mm-hmm.
not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength, but what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shown unto thee than may understand. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. The evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. So the Most High will overthrow you because you got an you you got your own vain opinion, and the Most High will deceive you like that. Because now you got your own vain opinion of what you think based off these cards, what your life is like, or what's going to come next. Who said that was from the Lord?
Right. And that's what I was going to get into. It. I was going to say, like it's a fine line. Where do you draw the line? Because I know um, other things that our people do, like burning sage and,
Mm-hmm.
or like we talked about the crystals, and, we believe those things can remove energies or protect us from certain things. And, even I would hear about stories like down south of our people doing like voodoo, or, putting certain things on their threshold of their door so certain energies wouldn't come in or things like that.
That blue
But
eye
it's like,
spirit.
girl, yeah. And it's just like when we tap into those things, what energy are we really seeking? What portals or things or realms are you tapping into to get that energy to be defended, instead of tapping into the energy with the Most High, instead of being defended by the mightiest of the mightiest? You get what I'm saying? To be defended, to be protected, to be at peace, or you know, I hope I'm making sense, but it's like you're tapping into these other things, these other energies, and what are you really opening or exposing yourself to? So it's just like I don't think we take those things into consideration. I think, that surface level of understanding or a quick result, instead of, like you said, being patient, is what our people seek. It's like the instant gratification or things like that our people seek, which leads us to these things that are not you know, of the Most High that you could have got killed for, if we was in them days.
I'll bring it up.
That's all in the Torah.
That's why I said people be impatient. They want instant answers instead of waiting.
Uh,
This is Deuteronomy 18 and 10 through 12. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth draw them out before thee. And so I'm not going to go into every definition of what they just said, like the wizard, consulter, charmer, enchanter. Basically, in a nutshell, it's talking about people that use tarot cards, people that's into crystals, people that use horoscopes, people that trying to talk to the dead, all that blue age, new spirituality
that's
BS.
Exodus 22 and 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
So witches are getting put to death.
Okay, y'all was getting that brick to the head.
Okay, and if you into all that tarot stuff, you're technically a witch. You fall in that category of a witch. So, I mean, so hold on, let me see this.
That remind me of that precept that say rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. So when you being rebellious, gotta think about that.
Because Negro, so I can. Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the definition of witch is a person thought to have magic powers, especially evil ones. Popularly depicted as a woman wearing a black cloak and a pointed hat and flying on a broomstick. I never understood that. I never understood that.
Baby, no, they look like the lady that worked at the post office. Okay.
Okay, for real, they look like
the principal walking around. Right, the principal walking around the school. The sister that's doing hair, they look nice and regular.
Similarities, sorceress, necromancer, enchantress, all don't fall under the same category. So if you into all that stuff, you
necromancy. Why would you even want to be in that? Like what? Ew. Oh my gosh, that is such an abomination. That's nasty. But
what is necromancy?
Girl.
Yeah, involving communication with the dead. See that?
Y'all
better stay away from that stuff. The Lord said, but then you was getting that brick. So just think what he'll do to you now. Right. Most time he showing mercy, but look, he ain't got to. Because he showed mercy on who he wants to, as Romans say.
This kitten in here playing fetch by himself.
Don't talk about my cat.
Girl. He only acts up when I'm doing stuff. That's crazy.
I think I've had enough of these chips and salsa. I think I'm gonna put them down now.
I'm gonna make me a parfait. I got some stuff to make a parfait. But I had to read the ingredients because there was stuff in there that make you have like bloating or stomach cramps. And I was like, why would I even get that? Why would I get that? Girl, I be in there reading them ingredients so hard.
I don't blame you. I bought this silk dairy-free yogurt made with soy.
Ooh, milk. I should try that.
It's so good. They got blueberry, peach, vanilla, and we love all the flavors. And so I made a fruit bowl for the Sabbath, which is almost gone. But I did some strawberries, blueberries, and some mandarin oranges. I drenched the juice, and I mixed together some honey. Don't forget the cinnamon. I got that recipe from her. Honey, cinnamon, and I did lemon juice. First lemon juice to the lime. And that was like the little coating I put on the fruit. And I was going to toss that over my yogurt.
I got granola, and I got some blueberries. I got blackberries. I'm going to make me some when we get off.
You're on the same type of time.
Strawberries be tasting funny these days, though.
You said what?
I said strawberries been tasting funny these days unless I get them from like the farmer's market. Like
they don't. Sometimes it's a hit or miss, to be honest. Like the ones we just bought was nasty, so I was like, you know what? Let me throw this in the bowl with some other fruit and some homemade little.
They be bitter.
Yeah, don't be sweet. It's a hit or miss. That's a hit and miss with them. But I went to Aldi the day they opened because our Aldi just opened Wednesday. Girl, I got me some fresh blueberries, and I when I look for blueberries, I look for the ones that's not wrinkled or soggy, like they're not showing any wrinkles, because that means
Mm-hmm.
they're good. And so I came home, boy, and I tell you, that was the best batch of blueberries I ever picked out. I'm over here just getting all the crunchy ones. So
I
good.
like to freeze them. Like I like to freeze my fruit and eat them like that. Like I freeze grapes; those are good. Like that,
How do you
blueberries
eat
are
that
good.
cold stuff like that on your teeth?
I don't know. I like to eat ice,
You
girl.
one of them types that bite ice cream, ain't you?
Yes. I just was doing that yesterday. I got me some. I was just bite like. I just what?
No, my teeth would fall out my mouth. That stuff, I can't take cold stuff on my teeth like that.
It was good. I mean, girl, I sit around and eat ice for a snack. Like
Your iron good? Your iron level good, sis?
probably not, but
Because
I
that,
went and
that
got me a cup of ice from Chick-fil-A. They
that'd be
got
a
the best ice.
common symptom. You eat some ice, your iron low. Why am I
Hmm.
saying iron?
I know. I thought you was being funny.
No, like why am I saying is it iron? Iron?
Ern, don't listen. Let's not, cause it's a whole thing, a whole TikTok
You
about
get that
how
Baltimore accent over
exactly.
there.
We're not gonna do that. But what we
Lord,
gonna
not
do
dealing with
is
that accent. 2 and 2.
earn.
But
Y'all ain't right. But yeah, I was gonna say, just to hop back on topic, I was gonna say about when our people tap into these things like the horoscopes and what's the definitions you read, necromancy and things like that. So
mm,
um remember in, is it Exodus? I believe it's Exodus, when they had the, I guess, the wise men or whatever they were supposed to be, like try to come up and do the things that Moses was doing,
mm.
and but it's like they could tap into it, but they only could tap into it like to a certain point, to a certain extent. And I was just thinking about that because why tap into these things that have limited abilities when you could tap into the Most High? That's unlimited. Like you don't you don't want to go to the being that has all the unlimited power to help you, either what is it, relieve stress, have peace, remove. You can pray to the Most High to remove people and spirits out of your way, out your life. Pray over
What is
your
the spirit?
household. Things like that. Like I pray before I go to work and stuff like that. I pray before I enter certain places. I pray for the Most High to protect me, to give me that peace, and like I don't have to you know burn sage, and
Right.
I don't have to do all those things. So, but car.
And sometimes, like, I'll pray before I come in the house, like, just praying that I don't bring any spirits in the Most High back in my house, especially if I had a rough day and I've
Hmm.
say just been vexing me. I just pray I don't bring none of those spirits in my house. That's really all you need, and that goes into what you're gonna bring out shortly. People worshiping the creature more than the creator, because we seek out so many different things. We seek out horoscopes and blue eyes and all that to keep away bad spirits and bad energy. When all you got, first of all, you bringing in the bad energy and the bad spirits. That's one.
Hmm.
Two, all you gotta do is call upon the name of the Lord, Yahawashi, keep these commandments, and look, them angels around you,
Hmm.
protecting you, giving you peace and things like that.
It's not saying that these things are not, a lot of our people like to quote, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." So, in that, saying that, it's not that these things won't arise. It's not that these spirits won't come around, or, but it's just that they won't prosper. They won't prevail. They won't have um, any space to be elevated, when you tapping in with the Most High. But You tapping in with the crystals and the rocks and the stones and the sage and the voodoo and the tarot cards, and then you bring in extra spirits. You bring in even more spirits, and those are spirits that are communing to build up to be something that is just like, all right, now I done tapped all the way in, and some people get so deep in that they get consumed. They get consumed, because I'm not saying, because we burn incense and we have, frankincense and myrrh, and we do those things, but we don't reverence those things because we reverence the Most High. It's like you have to draw that. You have to know where that line is, where that fine line is. It's like I pray to the Most High. Like even if I use stuff for like apothecary, I pray to the Most High that these things work because it's only of Him that they work. You know what I mean? Like I could use some eucalyptus, or I could use some like when I have my flower, I use those things, but I pray to the Most High that they work. So that's where it's like, where do you draw the line? Like, so what would you say like draw the line would be when you going into certain things? Like I don't feel like it's nothing wrong with, oh, if you're a collector of crystals, okay, you collect crystals, but are when you're starting to idolize these things, when you're starting to go to these things, instead of the Most High, that's what I say. It's like a line to be drawn. Do that make sense? Or
I see what you're saying, and I definitely
yeah,
agree. I don't know. I wouldn't personally see the problem is these people being into idolatry and
right,
worshiping these things. So I personally wouldn't say that a crystal collector is off because where there's no
right,
law, there's no sin. There's no law in
right.
the Bible saying you cannot collect crystals. There's a precept we just brought out saying don't be in familiar spirits. So you're in sin when you seek out familiar spirits and you trying to look at these crystals and you like, okay, trying to talk to these crystals and stuff like that. You see these crystals and
Mhm.
you idolizing them, then that's when you would be in sin. But if you just like nature and you love how the rocks look and you love how the
Right.
crystals look and you like to do research on it, I wouldn't say that's off. So I would say you draw the line at not worshiping them things, not seeking out familiar spirits, not trying to talk to them crystals and things like that.
Not
Um,
talking to him.
talking about wake up, crystal, wake up. This madness. But we burn incense too. We burn
Mhm.
incense, and I was draw the line at that. Like we don't see these incense as getting bad spirits out the house because the most I get the bad spirits out the house. If we
Right.
need bad spirits out the house, we're gonna pray and fast about it. We're gonna go over these precepts. We're not finna regard no incense. What the incense gonna do for me?
Make the house smell good.
Okay, that's about it. Okay, so I agree with you on stuff like that. Just not looking at that as not looking at the things we use like incense and oils and crystals, not looking at those things as it's something, but just as it's nothing. Because only the Most High can heal us, take spirits away. So we worship and recognize the Most High in all things. And that's actually crazy that you say that you pray that the oils heal you because I be doing that too. Like when I used to get cramps and stuff like that. Well, I still get cramps, but when 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 I used to like feel sick, I would drink tea or whatever, and I would pray that the tea helped because what is it doing if I don't pray about it first? You feel what I'm saying? Like only the
Quenching my
Most
thirst.
High,
Quenching my
okay,
thirst.
only the Most High can like have that tea actually work. So for me, drawing that line is like recognizing Yahawah and everything, understanding it is Him and only Him and His Son that can help us, that can restore us, that can heal us, that can remove things. So we are the only, like they are the only people we should be, worshiping and acknowledging and putting on
Reverencing.
a high
Right.
pedestal. That's it. That's it. So that's what I would say. Like that's where I draw the line. I'm not looking at these rocks now. As far as the cards, just that's completely off.
No.
The cards, the horoscopes, the Gemini. Now that's just completely off. There's no
The
drawing
Ouija
line there. You just
boards.
leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
That that Ouija board spirit, you trying to talk to your dead cousin, just leave that stuff alone. No, that's just
Yeah.
completely.
That stuff like that, I'd be like, what in the
That would scare me,
world?
bro.
I don't like stuff like that. I don't even, y'all, on a serious note, listen, my husband, he be like, you just so scared. Yeah, okay, so, but I don't even watch scary movies like that. I don't,
Yeah.
because I always feel like certain stuff, like, paranormal activity or stuff where it's like the exorcism and or the exorcist and stuff like that. Bro, they get this stuff from somewhere. I'm not about to be sitting up here watching this and then I'll be having night terrors. I'm not about to put that spirit in. That's just my choice. I don't like scary movies. I don't like them. So I like comedies. I like stuff like that. I like stuff that's going I can laugh and you know,
Uplift
I'm
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. I don't like
It's
scary
gonna make you
movies.
feel good when you watch it. You know what I'm talking about?
Y'all like scary movies because I don't.
Look, my mama, she has never liked scary movies ever. Ever. Like when I was growing up, I used to like to watch like Halloween and Chucky and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she would never want to watch a scary movie with us. She
Nope.
and I thought it was weird. I'd be like, Mom, why are you being scared?
It's just a
She was
movie. That's what everybody
she
be like. It's just a movie, and I be
mm-mm.
like, all right, well, you can watch just a movie. Then I'm not.
And my mama don't play with that. But then I was on the phone with her last week and she was telling me I was finna watch me a scary movie, but baby, I ain't finna bring them spirits to my house. And I was
That's
like, see
right.
that, Mom? That's right, Mom. That's right. And I know another sister that think like that. And that's how some people feel, and that's not nothing wrong with that at all. Because it do be spirits in them scary movies. That's hence why they're scary and they creep you out. There's a whole lot of demons on
Girl,
them
I be
movies.
feeling like when it's movies and stuff like that, they be harvesting energy to see like I don't know. That's just how I feel like to get people to scream and be like or I don't know. I don't like scary stuff. I don't like. I remember when me and one of my close friends in the world that we had went to this what is it called, the field of screams and stuff like that. It's
Mm.
like a haunted house.
Mm.
I don't know why they took me out. First of all, I don't even know why I agreed to go. Girl, we get in there. It's like stuff from the Saw movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. People walk around with these outfits on. Girl, I was so afraid. And then I don't know if it was a man or a lady or something. Some had ran up on me and I had punched them. And they was like, ma'am, you can't do that. I said, well, they should have been in my face. I didn't mean to, but I was scared. That's, like when you scared, about fight or flight. And honey, I was not about to run because I was gonna fight for my life.
Okay, Pierre, I know that's right. I I probably would. Now I like thrillers, like just a regular thriller movies, not really like those demon exorcism movies and all like
I
that.
do like movies that have suspense that I'll be
Yeah,
like,
I
oh my
like those
goodness, are they
suspense
gonna get
thrillers.
away? Or like
Mhm.
I like stuff like that. But
Or a good thriller is gonna be like, oh, I didn't see that come. Wait a minute now.
yeah,
But I know, like, and that's how you know this stuff has a spirit on it because when I was in the world, I went to haunted houses, and I really didn't go to much because I was terrified. But I went. This is the last time I went before I came into the truth, and no, I fell on the floor. I didn't repeat myself. I-
yeah,
That stuff got a spirit on it. Like when you're in those haunted houses, you're scared.
yeah.
You're actually scared to
That's
walk
why I
in
say
there.
I feel like they be harvesting energies or whatever. Like I don't know, they get off on people being scared. Like I
They
don't
be
have
laughing.
fun doing that. Yeah, ha ha
What's
ha, your
funny?
breath hot. How about that?
Lily. Yeah, she got a unique laugh.
Girl,
That's how we laugh.
I don't like it. I don't
Y'all, I'm getting
know.
sleepy. Whew.
That sister be tired.
Well, I woke up at 9 today, and I never do that on the Sabbath. Well, it was 9:15. I never wake up that early on the Sabbath.
I woke up at 10:06.
I like to sleep in on the Sabbath. Well, usually we don't sleep in
Yeah.
because we traveling, but this weekend we're not traveling. So when we don't travel, I sleep in, baby. I'm gonna take me nap today,
Uh,
Lord willing. But them scary movies definitely got a spirit on. Now we're not saying don't watch scary movies or it's a sin to. If you want to watch a scary movie and put
I
yourself
just
in
said I
there,
don't like it. Right.
do what you want to do. But as for me in my house, we
If
gonna
my
start
husband
doing
won't watch them, he about to watch that by himself, girl. He be like, look at the screen. I'll be like, please don't make me look. I'm about to be
it.
scared. I'll be like, I'm be
Look, babe,
scared.
it's not that bad. Stop being shaky.
It's just a movie. I'll be like, tell me if they make it. Girl, I'll be nervous.
Wait a minute.
Look on, y'all. Don't be tapping into this stuff that And you know, our people actually do have a history of it, like I was saying, the voodoo and stuff like that. Um, a lot of it, like when I was looking and researching, to get information on this, a lot of it came up for hate our Haitian brothers and sisters.
I can believe that.
Um, and I was like,
Very good
dang, that is
song.
so crazy. And that made me think about, all right, y'all, listen, this is a warning. I don't know if y'all heard about this before, but I'm just gonna put the disclaimer out there. What I'm about to say is a little out there, okay? But I used to hear about people putting stuff in spaghetti in order to make like men fall in love. Like women would put stuff in spaghetti
Period
to
blood.
make, yeah, girl. I was like, or like
Period blood.
panties or something like that, like their underwear. Put it in
Yes.
in the spaghetti and serve it. So like a lot of our people be like, well, I ain't eating no spaghetti from somebody else's house or something like stuff like that. But or you don't make spaghetti for other women's husbands or whatever. I just was like, it'd be a lot of stuff with that. Like it'd be a lot of stuff, and I'd just be like, why do we gotta tap into stuff that's so wicked? Like why we can't just get it right, you know? And I was thinking about how this could be vexing to the Most High, that, you tap into all these different other sources besides going to Him when, you know, He's a jealous God. So why would you think, that would even be okay? And I guess, like following after the other nations and, seeing, oh, well, they might get away with it. Like, I heard that Tom Brady, his wife is a witch, and basically, well, she told people that she's a witch. Well, no, he told people that she's a witch, and that she told him how many games that he would win or things like that or whatever. I was like, our people really think that that type of stuff is cool. Like, people would just straight out and tell you, like, oh yeah. They'd be like, oh yeah, I'm a witch, I'm a this, I'm a that. I'll be like, what? Like, you just okay with having that label on you or claiming that you're a witch, or you into these crystals or whatever. Like, I don't know, people don't care. It's such a careless generation. Like, no shame, no nothing. It's weird. It's so
That's what I
weird.
brought on one of my videos last week. Our people don't care. They do what they want to do. They
Yeah.
don't care about nothing. And whatever they can get I mean, this stuff like that stuff. It's a lust of the flesh. So like they get. It's like they kind of get off on that stuff. Like it arouses their flesh. Like they into that stuff. They like it. So it's pleasing to them. It's pleasing their flesh. They like that stuff.
um,
Did you want to read the account about First Samuel?
First
I'm
Samuel
about Saul.
28.
My bad.
First
I'll
Samuel
read it, but
28.
did you want to? Yeah, did you want to read it? You want me to read it?
Oh, you can read it
Okay.
and just
Okay. So
show
this I'm
it's
gonna start at
nothing
verse.
new under the sun. Let's see. I had verse 3, but because it tells you that it talks about how Saul, he tried to hide himself. That's how you know this is wrong. He tried to hide himself when he went to this woman with the familiar spirit. He tried to disguise himself as somebody else, but she saw through all of that just to reach Samuel, for Samuel to tell him, I ain't got nothing to do with you, and neither do the Lord. So,
Con, I want to bring out a point when I read this. Um, this First Samuel chapter 28 and verse number 5. Maybe I should start at 1 so people can get the context.
yeah, I think 3 is okay, but maybe 1 might be okay too.
I'm sorry, 3. Okay. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. So he put them things out of the land. Just to go back to it. And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem, and Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilbo. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly troubled. When Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by prophets, nor by Urim, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went and two men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizard out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. So I'll just stop there. Hold on. Actually, I'll just keep going. And the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, and the woman spoke to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me, thou art Saul? And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw God descending out of the earth. He said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am so distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and Yahawah has departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore have I called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me, saying the Lord has departed from thee and has become thy enemy? So basically, Samuel was like, why are you asking of me? The Lord has departed from you, and he your enemy. What can I do for you? But this is what gets me. Saul, it says the Most High wasn't answering him. So because the Most High wasn't answering him, that's why he went to seek out that familiar spirit. And so that's like a lot of us, we get impatient. The Most High not answering us when we want him to. And first of all, the Most High won't even deal with Saul. But the Most High be dealing with us through the spirit, right? And sometimes we get impatient, like Saul, and the Most High not answering us when we want him to. We think he on our time, and we get impatient. We go seek out our own understanding. We start overthinking. We start worrying. We start thinking about all these other options when all you got to do is wait and be still. And another thing I got from it, Saul removed these things out the land just to go back to it. So don't take something out your life when things get hard. You go back to that same very thing you prayed to get out of. You're going right back to it.
It's like a dog returning to his vomit. That precept that
Right.
talks about that. Like you turning back to those things that you know are not of the Lord. And like I said, Saul tried to hide himself. He tried to, disguise himself. But the woman with familiar spirits saw right through that. And it's just like, no, baby, no. And just think about it. It's not even worth it, to be on the side where the Lord has departed from you. And now you even lost in the beginning. Like the end of you is worse than the beginning than how you started out. Like you just ended up 10 times worse. That's so bad, and it's sad when you think about it.
Because he just really effed up, messed up right there. He was already tripping. He was already tripping big time.
Hard. And what I was gonna say is, I was thinking about I know it's called the prayer of Azariah in the like when you go on your phone, but I think it's the Song of the Three Holy Children inside the Apocrypha, like when you go in the Bible. Isn't that what it's called?
The songs of the Holy Children.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, so um that's a good read. I think sisters should go read that. It's instead of us giving reverence unto the creations of the Lord, giving reverence to the Lord and have all his creations give him reverence. I love, if you on your phone, it's going to be called the Prayer of Azariah if you have the Bible app. But if
Yeah.
you go into the Apocrypha, you have the
Apocrypha.
KJVA Apocrypha, for,
Yeah,
you
on the
know,
KJVAE is the three holy children of the Bible app,
yeah, okay,
like the Holy Bible Brown one.
right. So yeah, that's just, those brothers was telling, all of the Lord's creations to give him reverence, to praise him. And that's what we should be doing, not going to worship the creation. Let me get that because that's in Romans. Um, mm, it's Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. And it reads, who have changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. So it's just like, can't be worshiping these things. Some of these things are creations of the Most High. Some of these things are just creations of men. You know what I mean? Things that men have created and sought out, inventions of their own mind and belly that are not profitable. What are you what are you really gaining when you're tapping into these crystals, these horoscopes? And horoscopes in astrology is made up. Look into the history of these things. See why you're doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? We've all been there before where we've, had, might have been thinking, oh, well, this person is this sign, so I ain't going to get along with them. Everybody got a little bit of something in them that might match or not match. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like you're creating up what you think this person is to be off of something that's made up instead of getting to know that person. Get to know people. Stop being weird. Stop going based off of astrology or horoscopes or, oh, well, they into this and into that. Get to know people, you know? Um, yeah, but don't seek for things that are above your strength or your understanding. Because if the Lord is able to bless you with that, you just have to be ready to be able to even bear that, And some things you'll tap into, you ask the Lord, well, I'm trying to get an understanding for this and that, and it be heavy too heavy for you, and you be bugged out. Now you sitting around and lost your daggone mind because you didn't ask for some a heavy understanding that was above your strength, instead of taking what was suffice for you. So you just gotta be careful. But um,
Kind, I agree. And just to land back up my point with Saul was impatient. This is Psalms 37 and verse. Oh my goodness, my phone freezing. This Hashatan. Psalms
somebody got that
37.
good word.
No, it ain't never did this before. It's okay. Psalms 37 and 34. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. So if you wait on the Most High and you keep His way and you don't go seeking out things too hard for you, you don't go trying to get tarot readings, you don't go trying to lean on your understanding, overthinking and worrying, and lacking faith and doubting. When you don't do those things, He'll exalt you, right? But we get impatient. We think we have it all figured out, so we start planning in our mind all the different alternatives. Okay, well maybe if this, maybe it's that, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. It's Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I will
Mm,
be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. And we don't know how to be still. We don't know how to be still. That's why we feel like we got to know every single thing. We don't know how to be patient. We don't know how to wait. We don't know how to just relax and wait for the Most High to answer us. We think the Most High does not work on our time. He works on His time. His time is perfect when He thinks stuff is best and things like that. So
Uh,
Patience.
I was reading Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. It says, "For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil." So when you get into these things and you're reverencing it more than the Most High, that is a form of idolatry. Um, And I'm going to read verse 29. It says, "For in so much that their trust is in idols which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt." So it's like these idols that you're worshiping, these stones or rocks or these tarot cards and things like that, they don't even have any life. They don't even uh no breath in them. You know, you shouldn't be worshiping these things. You shouldn't be seeking these things for answers and tapping into things that are truly dangerous. Um, and we see the end result of people that tap into the spirits and the things that are not of the Lord. Like even when it comes down to people like celebrities that promote different things or music or different content. And recently, I had seen this picture of Doja Cat, and she looked like a demon. Like, you know, and they talk about how the high up elitists they tap into all these things and all these spirits, and like I said, you might get too far into it where it's no coming back for you. So take heed while you can, repent, turn back to the Lord while you still have a chance, and ask that the Lord have mercy on you and forgive you for tapping into these things, because it's not a joke, it's not a game, it's very serious. All these things are spiritual when you think about it. That is Ephesians chapter 6. All of these things are spiritual. So you need to have the armor of the Most High in order to have your peace, in order to have, be protected from different, the spiritual realm, the things that we cannot see, you know. Because I used to think it was cool to watch, what's that lady? She got, I forgot what her name is, but she was like a psychic, and she would go around and talk to people about their dead family members, Long Island medium or whatever it's called, something like that. But like mediums, people that I guess are the middleman for people that's alive and people that's dead. Like, no, you dwelling with all type of different spirits, So, and the things they might be saying could be true. You get what I'm saying? Like that lady with the familiar spirits in First Samuel, But hey, those things were supposed to be cast out the land, and here we go running back to 'em.
Exactly. I would
No,
say stay away from that stuff. Dang, I should have said something else, but I forgot. But I want to get this. And how we say we love the Most High, we're going against His commandments. When He command us not to do these things in
um,
Deuteronomy. And also, I forgot to read this Leviticus 19:26. Hold on, let me read that real quick. I forgot. 26. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall you use enchantment, nor observe times. And then I'm going to skip down to verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. So, most High see as wisdom stuff as defilement. He doesn't see it as pure. He doesn't see it as holy, as righteous. And we're called to be a holy, set apart, chosen people, Deuteronomy 7:6 and First Peter 2:9. So how can we uphold that holy, different, set apart standard if you're seeking out familiar spirits and witches? That's not holy of the Most High God. In John 14:50, if you love me, keep my commandments. So we're just
okay.
here to encourage our sisters to come back to the Most High, keep these commandments, and come out of that because we was all in the world. And I know in the world, I know I said a little before the podcast. When I was in the world, right before I was coming to the truth, I wanted to be a psychic. I wanted to be able to read people's mind. I thought I had like that third eye. I was on that third eye type spirit. I used to always predict things, and I always knew when something was going to happen. I would always guess things right. And so I wanted to be a psychic. And I was going to order like a whole tarot card set. Literally, I was researching into it. I was asking people for readings. I was into that stuff, not heavy, heavy, but and it was like right before I was coming to the truth. So like before the Most High was finna wake me up, Is that it was like I know y'all remember that how your life was before the Most High started waking you up. That's what my life
Mhm.
was like kind of then. And so I was interested in that stuff. And so, if the Most High delivered me out of it, He can deliver y'all out of it too. Call it Bahasham. So we're just here to encourage y'all to repent, to come out of that. Because we're not trying to talk down on nobody because we was all in the world. We was all in
Fine.
ignorance, not knowing any better. But now that we know better, we got to encourage y'all to do better, because we want
Right.
salvation for y'all too. I wanted to get Sirach too, and to set their heart right and constantly endure and make no haste in time of trouble. So Saul, he made haste in time of trouble. Instead of him being patient, he went to go seek a familiar spirit. And a lot of us would make haste in the time of trouble because the Most High's not answering when we want Him to, and when we think it's appropriate for the Most High to answer us. We want things. We're so impatient. I think it runs in our blood, dang near. We're just impatient. We're humans. We're in this flesh, and that's why we got to strive to overcome the flesh and walk in the spirit. So you should not fulfill the lust of the flesh, as Galatians 5:17 say, because we just be wanting a quick answer, but we gotta learn how to be still and wait on the Most High. We have to learn how to be still and not make haste in the time of trouble. Just because the Most High don't answer you, that doesn't mean you make haste and go trying to overthink and
Mhm.
worry and figure it out yourself. And now you overthinking and you playing out every different scenario in your mind, and now you over here just you deceived by your own vain opinion. You've made up your mind of your own scenario, what's gonna happen. You've got a conclusion in your mind of what you think is next. That's making haste in time of trouble. That's leaning on your own understanding.
Forcing the course
Same
of
with
the
sticking
river.
out. Exactly. That and the same with seeking out familiar spirits. That's making haste in the time of trouble. Just be still. Just relax, man. Just relax.
Um, Patience. Have those fruits of the spirit. Learn how to have rule over your flesh. Rule over your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with time.
Mm-hmm.
So sisters, be patient and gentle with yourself during this time period. You're not gonna have it all together right away. It takes time. Like when I look back at my journey, because I use Snapchat for everything, so that I don't have to take up a lot of space in my phone. And so I was looking back, when I first, heard about the truth, when I first started learning, when I first started implementing. I was like, dang, it's not an overnight thing. Like I'm like, dang, it's like 2 years apart, or this is like 3 years, a couple years apart. But I had to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. So it's the little things. Pray to the Most High, but still put that work in. Have that faith plus the works. And in due time, the Most High will, Lord willing, when He sees fit, bring you from whatever your estate that you're in now to a higher estate. So it's just all about that. And remember, the Most High is not a genie. He's not a poof and it's going to be done, um, all the time. You know what I mean? Sometimes stuff can happen like in a blink of you be like, dang, that happened real quick. You know what I mean? But sometimes, a lot of times, it takes time. It takes time for plants to grow. It takes time for us to, just grow and develop different skills that we have. So it's not going to always be that instant gratification type of deal. So yeah, be patient and have some rule over your spirit. But like I said, it comes with time. So time.
Come. Did you have anything else?
Lord willing, this was edifying for sisters. Lord willing, sisters can share this with another sister. If y'all have more topics that y'all want us to go over, please, uh, either on Instagram, Helpmeets Hangout, or here on YouTube. List them down below. Let us know what else y'all want to talk about, what else y'all want to hear, any ideas. We're here for it. We are here for y'all. So the water for tuning in, and Lord willing, we see y'all next episode.
Because the topics y'all recommended and y'all voted for, we've touched on all of them. And so now it's time to get some new topics rolling in. So if y'all got topics, y'all can email us at our email, which is in the description box, or y'all can hit us up on the DM, like she said, or you can just comment on one of our YouTube videos. But Lord, have a good, productive week. The water for tuning in and hanging out with us. The water for all the sisters that continually subscribe and, support us. We appreciate it. But first and foremost, we want to give all praise and glory to the Most High, Yahawashi Shai.
Bahasham.
And I said Shalawam because I'm tired. Bye.
Shalawam.